So, Mario and Luigi franchise. I mean, I've talked about it a few times on this channel already, but the remakes. See, before Alpha Dream went bankrupt, they released two different Mario and Luigi remakes. The first was Superstar Saga, and the second was Bowser's Story. Now, each of these remakes added one little side mode. Both of them were primarily the same, as all they really were like these team building battle type game. So the big thing is, so they were remakes, they had to be obviously remade, and they completely made a brand new art style, which I love, by the way. And they threw some 3D objects in there, and it definitely just looks better than the originals. But a lot of people hated the remakes. Now, personally, I love them, so I don't see the issue with them. But they didn't sell well. That's the big reason Alpha Dream went out. I mean, the last game Alpha Dream worked on was, I think it was Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, Tokyo 2020, which was the year the Olympics didn't happen until next year. But besides that, yeah, they didn't sell well at all. They just didn't do well for the company. I liked them. I mean, they basically just upscaled versions of the originals, which is what remakes are. And they added side modes, so I don't see why they were reviewed so poorly and how people didn't like them. I mean, I understand, because some people thought it was weird that Bowser's Story was remade because that was a DS game, and they kind of skipped over Partners in Time, which that was a little weird play. I can't deny that, but I mean, my favorite game of all time is Bowser's Story remake on the 3DS. So that's obviously my personal opinion. So I don't really, care that much about other people's opinions on the whole thing. But you can't not like the original art style though for these games. I mean, every single game though, it did slightly change. And it went for the better. They added a few more pixels. They made the sprites a bit more detailed. That was because the original game was very, the original Superstar Saga was, I don't know, it was very, I don't know, they had some weird color choices. There was a lot of weird greens and yellows. But then the games were starting to get better in graphics, and then eventually they got Dream Team Paper Jam, which had that new art style, which the remakes also use. And the only thing that was different about Paper Jam and Dream Team is that they were actually fully 3D games, kind of. I mean, they were sort of locked in. They were kind of like how Paper Mario would have been. With Paper Mario was in Paper Jam, so it kind of makes sense. But I do personally, I think the remakes are better than the originals, mainly because it's just a better version of the original game. But I understand why people would like the retro game version more. I mean, they're not that old. They're only they're only 17 years old or something, 19 years old. They're not that old. I mean, Game Boy Advance isn't that old of a console compared to, original Game Boy. That was much longer. But in the end, I always like both of them pretty equally. I just do think the remakes are slightly better. Yeah, and that's basically the whole basis of it all. I mean, it was a huge thing that I don't know why, but not loved at all by the community. And, yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to go off of it, but remakes, all they were the same game in technicality, but isn't that what remakes supposed to do? Yeah, I don't know. The remakes, I just think are better. So yeah, that's about all I have for you guys today. So yeah, if you like this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and like it and put a comment in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.